Crazy week and great news coming for you. And I want to let you know, getting into this, my call to action is you got to talk to my friends over at Truly, and you got to talk to my friends at Oak Tree. You can click the button down below, because what we're going to talk about today is really how the market is going to change. You see, Mark Calabria, the former FHFA, I had to say that 3 times, director under Donald Trump, did an extensive interview with Housing Wire regarding changes to housing and really how it affects our jobs. Now, there's a couple of things that really stand out to us that we want to share with you. Now, when asked, how do you see the Biden or a Trump administration addressing the affordability challenges that we have today, Calabria responded, in part,
when you drill down into what's likely to happen, you haven't seen specific proposals. Most Biden proposals, even though they'll put up some pieces of paper that say housing supply at the top, 90% of it is housing demand.
Now, here's the important part that we've been screaming about for years. Are you ready?
What is a $10,000 tax credit for down payments, but increasing demand? That is not going to make housing more affordable. It may make housing more affordable to the individual who gets it, but it makes overall housing less affordable.
Now, did you hear that? It's really simple math, then logic, and economics. Our policies to affordability, which isn't the biggest issue, it's the only issue, actually works against what is said to be the intended goal. He says a credit is great for the individual who gets the home, but that person who benefits from that credit is better off than other willing and able-bodied people. What the existing policies do is disproportionately harming underserved communities because they, one, can't afford the house in the first place to get the benefit from the tax credit, or are outbid by financially stronger borrowers who don't need the credit as much, but nevertheless get it. In short, these policies that we currently have are disparate, and by enforcement standards that are held against mortgage lenders should be acknowledged and rectified. By the way, this is how we've spent hundreds of billions of dollars over the past couple of decades trying to bridge the wealth gap through housing, only to see the gap get bigger. Why? I mean, why isn't anybody talking about this right now? So if the solution is supply, and it is, how can we improve this? Well, according to Calabria,
certainly on the lending side, the constraint is not you. The constraint is the builder getting construction finance. That results from 30 to 40% of community banks since Dodd-Frank having disappeared. You're going to see an approach under the Trump administration that's much more looking at how we strengthen community banks. You'll need to be able to do that if you want to make construction financing readily available. It's one of the reasons that you've seen consolidation among builders. You have to deal with the construction lending side of it.
Now, on a personal side, we know we are working with more construction and building loans than I have ever seen before. We know there is scan financing, and we know that smaller community-based builders, the 4 to 25 homes, they're just killing it right now. Absolutely killing it. They're filling part of the gap vacated by the larger national builders who aren't doing what they need to be doing. Truthfully, these are things like we can't keep up with the calls for construction financing. Now, according to Calabria, this was by design. During the basically mortgage inquisition from 2008 to 2012, when we ruthlessly went after good lenders and put them out of business, it had its consequences. It's led to a near collapse of construction financing and made existing construction financing more scarce, thus more of a commodity, and consequently, you got it, more expensive. Now, my advice to mortgage loan officers right now who are having a hard go of it is to reach out to small local construction firms, because that's where the business is. They also, my friends, don't fall under the qualified mortgage guidelines, and isn't that a better place to be? Talk to non-QM borrowers. Now, we got a couple that are great. As I said at the beginning of the show, Truly and Oak Tree, and you can get their information down below, are absolutely amazing and have all the products that you can imagine. And believe it or not, they're not as time-consuming as you think they are. But either way, there's a path out there. You just have to be ready to follow it. I hope this helps. Have a great day.